Welcome to my channel if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. This video involves wire wrapping a selenite crystal. These are the tools that we're going to use. A flash cutter. To wrap the crystal, you're going to need 2 times 15.5 inches of 20 gauge wire. A selenite stick 1 times 2 inches. 1 times 3 inches of 28 gauge wire. You'll also need 1 times 13.5 inches of 20 gauge wire to make the bail, and a chain nose plier. You'll also need a small piece of painter's tape. First, you'll need to place both 15.5 inches wires together. Then bring them together like this. So what you're going to do next is firmly hold both wires with your thumb in the middle and use your free hand to straighten the wires. Keep both wires flat at all times. You can use a chain nose plier to do so. So next, you're going to wrap the 28 gauge wire 8 times around both wires to connect them. Next, I'm going to press down on the 28 gauge wire to secure it. Next, you're going to cut the excess, then use a chain nose plier to squeeze the end down. If the coils are far apart, you can use a chain nose plier to bring them close to each other, as shown here. Next, we're going to make a base to place the bottom of the selenite on. For the next step, I'm going to cross these 2 wires over each other and what you'll see is that it will create a circle, and then I'm going to move on to the other side and do the same. You can make the circle smaller by pulling on both sides of the wires. Next, you're going to place the base of the wires at one end of the crystal. Then cross them over like this. So right here, I'm using a piece of painter's tape to keep the wires in place. Now that you've crossed those wires over, you'll notice that they've gone to the back of the crystal. Next, you're going to cross these two wires over like you did to the others, and you're going to bring them all the way to the back. While you're wrapping the stone, you have to make sure that you're holding on to the wires firmly to prevent them from slipping off. Next, you're going to cross these two wires over, and then you're going to turn the stone over and do the same thing on the other side. So this will be the same crossing method that you're going to use until you get to the top of the stone. Next, you're going to cross these wires over. Then you're going to twist once using the chain nose plier. Next, you're going to bring all the wires together at the top of the crystal. Ensure that the wires are centered. So what I'm doing right here, I'm making the bail. And I'm wrapping the last piece of 20 gauge wire around the wires that I've brought together. If the coils are far apart, you can use a chain nose plier to bring them close to each other, as shown here. So at this point, you're going to shape the bail. There are 4 pieces of wires left over, and what you're going to do is separate them into 2 equal parts. You can also use a pen or pencil to assist with the shaping process. So what I'm doing right here, I'm making small tiny loops at the end of the wires, and I'm tucking them under the bail. This pendant can be worn on any side that you would like to wear it on. If you would like to learn how to make this infinity link chain, there's a link in the description box.